Office of the Public Defender.
Jahalen, Office of the Public Defender.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at
All right, let me try that again.
Okay. Shucks.
Need a stick?
Yeah.
So it's not. That's right. Now we have court, right?
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time. For a directory of extensions, press 4. Otherwise, please hold for
Oh,
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that's him. Okay.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, she couldn't see him, so they didn't know if it was him or not. He wanted to make sure.
Oh, that's him.
He actually has a partner.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone
Okay, Dexter or Officer Taylor, we're gonna go ahead with the Arabic case. We have that interpreter on the line, and then I'm just gonna move to the regular docket until I hear back regarding the Spanish interpreter.
Okay.
And just emailed Jill to see if she can help me figure out who we need to get a hold of. Good morning, is the interpreter present?
Good morning. This is the interpreter. My name is Hussein, ID 219544.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was that? Oh, there it is. I got it. Ron, will you look up this case for me? I don't have like date of arrest. Or, All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna move forward. They're gonna have to wait. All right, Mr. Interpreter, I have the defendant present. Ma'am, please tell me your name.
My name Hasna, Hasnaa. Last name Bentoto, Bentoto.
All right, ma'am, if you're requesting the services of the Arabic interpreter, you must conduct the hearing in Arabic.
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to speak to you in Arabic, and then you'll respond to him, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. This is case number 20MM 3472. You were arrested for battery.
مرحبا حسين راح اترجم لك هذه المكالمه طبعا يجب ان جلسه الاستماع طالما انت طلبت مترجم عربي لازم يتم اجراءاتها تتم باللغه العربيه. ذكرت لك السيده رقم القضيه 2MM 347. انت تم القاء القبض عليك بتهمه الاعتداء بالضرب.
There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
هناك يعني مسبب فأنا سأوكل محامي أعين محامي لتمثيلك.
You are not to have any contact with the victim.
لا أسمح لك بإجراء أي تواصل مع الضحية.
You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
لا أسمح لك بحيازة سلاح ناري.
You're not to return to Publix.
لا يسمح لك العودة إلى التجمعات المدنية.
Bond will be $1,000.
الكفالة حيكون قدرها $1,000.
Ms. Fusco, can you tell me the arrest date in 2019 MM 10196 and who the victim is in that case, please?
2019 MM
10196.
196. Victim is Khalid Nachit.
Who?
Khalid Nachit.
What was the arrest date? All right, and this time I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Interpreter, we're finished.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for choosing our service. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, so we'll go to the regular docket. Are you Mr. Savage, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is the part of the move up then.
And he does have a victim, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 20 CF 5840. Mr. Savage, you were arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Ma'am, please tell me your name.
My name is Judith George Savage. I'm his wife.
Okay, ma'am, could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Savage, do you want to have contact with your husband?
Yes, ma'am. We've been married for 41 years and been together for 46.
All right. Do you have any concerns about your safety if I were to allow contact between the two of you?
No, I wouldn't have no problem with that. Can I explain something to you?
Sure.
Do you know about there's some young girls that go at victimize older men with they tell them when to go, when to come. I have a kind of little problem like that on the block that I live on in a house. And the situation why we end up arguing is because he leaves the house to go over there. And it's not a good thing when he comes back, because when he comes back, he's in a different mood. But he wouldn't, it's like they're looking for money, sex, and whatever else they're doing. And every night, I don't know what they're doing with him, he goes over to them. That was the reason why we were really verbally going through the situation that we was going through. I am concerned for his health. And when I asked him not to go there, he goes, and this is why I'm here right now today. I am concerned about him being an elder, and you let me young woman take advantage of him.
Yes, I understand, ma'am. Do you think that he's using drugs and alcohol over there?
I could predict, but I am not there. But it appears so.
Okay. Ma'am, are there any other firearms in the home?
No, ma'am.
Did the police take the firearm from yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I
Ms.
want him to
Fusco?
come home.
Yes, Your Honor. Since midway down the affidavit, it said in the past he has pointed the firearm at himself and at her, I would ask her to contact.
Okay. Mr. Savage, you're not to have any hostile contact with your wife.
No.
You are not to possess any weapons or firearms, sir. Do you understand what that means?
Yes. You said I'm not to have contact with her.
No hostile. You cannot argue with her, fight with her, act disrespectful or aggressive toward her in any way.
I think once the firearm is not on him, I wouldn't have any problem. I would like for him to come home.
Okay.
Thank you
All right,
so
sir.
much.
Any other questions?
No, ma'am. I thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Savage, anything else?
So are you going to let him come home?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
I've married this little lady for 46 years, and she don't understand that I don't see anybody but her.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I would
I don't see anybody
advise
but
the
her.
client.
I don't. Oh.
And I advise the client not to speak about the facts of his case.
Mr. Savage, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Edwin Bergeron.
All right, Mr. Bergeron, you were arrested in 20 MM 3479 for battery, dating, violence. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Bergeron?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Okay.
Does Mr. Bergeron qualify for pretrial?
Your Honor, we were unable to interview him, so I can't state for certain at this time.
Okay. I'm going to do $500 bond or PTR if qualifies. Mr. Bergeron, do you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
No, Your Honor, no. Not right now.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to really go into detail about what happened, but, you know, that's all right.
Yeah, today's not the day to talk to me about what happened. Okay, you'll be able to talk to your lawyer about that. You can go back to the house one time with the police to get your things if needed.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Ronald Littlehale.
Mr. Littlehale, this is 20 CF 5842. You were arrested for failing to report an email address or internet access name. 13 counts. And 8 counts of possessing images depicting child sexual performance. Sir, there's probable cause for all of the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any access to the internet. You're not to have any contact with any minors or children under the age of 18. You're not to possess any devices with internet access, sir. You also have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail. Bond on count 1 is going to be $5,000. Bond on count 2 through 13 will be $150. Bond on count 14 will be $5,000. Bond on count 15 through 21 will be $150. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Scott Schroeder.
Mr. Schroeder, you're here in 20 CF 5857. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for sexual battery on a child less than 12 and lewd or lascivious molestation on a victim less than 12. You are not to have any contact with the victim or any witnesses in this case. You are not to have any contact with any children under the age of 18. Did the state want to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, we just asked the court to consider all the facts in the arrest affidavit and defer to the court in the matter of bond.
Ms. Haling, did you want to be heard?
As to the facts within the affidavit, just want to point out that we don't believe there's proof evident or presumption grade. There's no admissions here. There's no DNA. The alleged incident was allegedly happening years prior to this date. Just based on that, we would ask that you don't find proof evident presumption grade here. Instead of
All right. I do not think that based upon what's contained in the arrest affidavit that the state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption grade. So, Mr. Schroeder, I'm going to set a bond in your case. Mr. Schroeder, do you own a home here in Central Florida?
Buying but don't own.
Pardon me?
I'm buying one, but I don't own it.
Okay, so you currently rent?
No, I'm buying, paying mortgage on a house. I don't own it yet. It's not paid off.
Well, right, most people have a mortgage on their home.
Oh, exactly. I understand.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
Year and a half.
How long have you lived in lived in Florida?
This time, over 12 years.
Okay. And are you employed?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I won't be once this gets out, but Orange County government,
Okay. What kind of work do you do?
mechanic.
Do you have any family in the area?
No, my wife passed away in 2018.
Any kids in the area?
No,
Are you married?
no, my wife passed away in 2018. I'm widowed.
Do you have a passport, Mr. Schroeder?
No.
All right. I'm going to set bond at $25,000 on count 1 and $5,000 on count 2. Thank you, Mr. Schroeder.
Hello, ma'am. Am I allowed to?
Good morning.
Good morning. Ma'am, I really didn't.
Sir, wait.
Okay.
Slow down. Just wait a minute. I don't know your name. Tell me your name.
My name is John Albert Samuel, and I'm completely innocent. I didn't do anything that the police officer said. I was sleeping
Okay,
in the
Mr.
back
Samuel,
of the woods.
stop talking. Mr.
Okay.
Samuel, stop. I'm going to talk and I need you to listen, okay?
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. Mr. Samuel, I'm not saying what's in the police report is true. I'm just telling you what you were arrested for and appointing a lawyer to represent you and setting your bond. That's
I
all I'm going to
understand,
do
ma'am,
today.
but can I ask a question? Is there any physical evidence that bonds me to what he claimed? I don't even know what he claimed I did. They didn't even tell me. After a 20-minute investigation, I was sleeping in the woods, and they came up and said I was stealing from some truck. I didn't go near any truck.
Listen, Mr. Samuel, I understand. You're going to be able to talk to a lawyer about that, okay?
Okay, thank you very
I'm
much.
not
'cause I
saying
didn't
that you
do
did or didn't do
anything.
anything.
And this is a serious charge. Like, I didn't do anything. Okay? I didn't do anything at all. I didn't steal from a truck. I didn't go near a truck. I was in the area, and he decided to
Mr.
arrest me.
Samuel, listen to me. Stop talking. I'm going
Okay,
to
ma'am,
set
I'm
your
sorry.
bond and your release, and you're going to be able to talk to your lawyer about that, and you can have a trial on another day, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. You're not to return to the Bubbaloo's on Conroy Road. You're not to have any contact with the truck owner. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. You're going to get a piece of paper that's going to tell you how to contact your lawyer. You need to do that within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You must appear at all court dates, Mr. Samuel. Do you understand?
Okay, I don't have a problem doing that. But
All right, thank
where do I have my phone? Do I have my clothes?
You'll get your belongings when you're released.
Okay,
Thank you.
I wasn't even at Bubbaloo's, but thank you, ma'am.
All right.
When do I get released?
No contact, no weapons, contact lawyer. Come to court. Good morning, your name?
Darius Jarrell Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you were arrested in 20 CF 5868 for possession of ecstasy. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, sir, and you must appear at all court dates. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
Michael Fajon.
Mr. Faison, this is 20 CT 3047. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There is probable cause, sir. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $500, sir. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond cases at this time. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Antoine Jean.
Mr. Jean, this is 20 3458. You were arrested for trespassing. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Anton, did you want to enter a plea to your case today?
Guilty.
Okay, Ms. Fusco, is there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, 2 days with 2 days credit time served, court costs, no return to the scene of the 7-Eleven at 327
Thank you.
South Orange Blossom Trail, abide by the trespass warning.
All right, Mr. Jean, are you on probation, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence
Yes,
you to
ma'am.
2
Yes,
days in
ma'am.
jail. You have credit for 2 days time served. You're not to
God
return
bless.
to the 7-Eleven. You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
you'll
I
have to
pick
pay
up my
court costs.
mail at the P.O. Box 990 on Saturday? I need some identification. That's why I was panhandling.
Well, as long as you don't go back to the mailbox is not at the 7-Eleven, right?
No, ma'am.
Right, just don't go back to the 7-Eleven.
Yes.
All right, you're going to have to pay your court costs, which are due by May 13th of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Christopher James Burrow, ma'am.
Mr. Burrow, this is 20MM 3470. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Burrow?
For this one, it's enhanceable and there appears to be prior history.
All right. Mr. Burrow, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and appear at all court dates. You're not to return to the Walmart, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'm not going to revoke your bond. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
It's Pamela Wheeler.
Miss Wheeler, you're here in 20MM 3477. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning.
Yes,
There is
ma'am.
probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Can we resolve her other case today as well? Okay. Miss Wheeler, you have 2 trespass cases now. You've got the one from April and now this new one. Do you want to resolve both of those cases this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there an offer for Miss Wheeler?
Yes, Your Honor, for each, it would be adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, court cost, and no return to the scene of the trespass in each. The current one was Advent Health at 601 East Rollins Street.
What's the scene of the 20MM 2856?
It's the same.
Same. Okay. All right. Miss Wheeler, are you on probation?
I believe so, ma'am.
Pardon me?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
You believe you're on probation?
Yeah.
Miss Haling?
There's no indication that she's on probation.
All right. Miss Wheeler, is it possible that you're thinking about your other case and that you're out on release?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Wheeler, I'm going to accept your plea in both cases, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 6 days and 20MM 28560. You have credit for 6 days time served. And in 20MM 3477, I'm going to sentence you to 2 days. 1 day. You have credit for 1 day time served. You're not to return to Advent Health. You'll have to pay court costs in each case, which will be due by May 13th of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir, or good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Joshua Dillo.
Mr. Dillo, you were here for a violation of probation in 18 CF 14993. It is alleged, sir, that you moved without getting permission from your probation officer and you failed to successfully complete the bridge program.
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, your bond is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and they'll be able to file whatever appropriate motions they need to file in Division 15.
There's not a plea for this at time?
Not today.
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank
All
you.
right, so they'll come talk to you and see how to go about resolving your case.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take care of is this Mr. Merrick's?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then after Mr. Merrick's, we'll do the Spanish cases because they're ready.
We just got one more move up, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's Dallas.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can do Mr. Dallas too. Okay. Mr. Merrick, you are here in 20 CO 425. You were arrested for soliciting. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Merritt?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with 2 days credit, time served, court cost.
Mr. Merrick, did you want to enter a plea? The offer is credit for time served.
Yes.
All right, sir. Are you?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Credit from time served.
That's right. All right, Mr. Merrick, you're not on probation, are you?
No.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have credit for 2 days time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which are due by May 13th of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal. And I'm not going to revoke your bond, sir. Thank you. Mr. Dallas, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Dallas, you're here in 20 MM 2839. This is your arraignment on the offense of trespass on property other than a structure or a conveyance. I don't believe Mr. Dallas is able to resolve his case today, is he?
Yes, Your Honor.
He is? Okay. Mr. Dallas, did you want to enter a plea on your case this morning?
I guess.
Go ahead, Ms. Haley.
Conveyed an offer. It's an adjudication guilt. Credit for time served. He has 27 days. It's a cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department, $17.66.
Okay.
No return to the scene and court costs. I do want to let Mr. Dallas know that he's in here on other charges not related here, but this case wouldn't get him released. Obviously.
The case would not get him released.
Because he has the
Right. Okay. Mr. Dallas, you understand that if you enter this plea today, because you have other pending charges, you would not be released by entering your plea. Do you understand?
Okay.
You have to take care of those other cases too.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and enter a plea on this case and get it taken care of?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Mr. Dallas, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 27 days in jail. You've got credit for 27 days time served. You are not to return to the scene, which is where?
It's the links at 455 North Garland Avenue.
Mr. Dallas, you can't go back to the links station, you understand?
Okay.
All right, and you'll have to pay court costs, including the cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $117.66. You have 30 days to appeal, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Merritt, Mr.
To Mr. Williams bond. Who? So. Just disregard.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, not sworn in yet.
Ms. Romero, you were not sworn?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Please raise your right hand.
Spanish and English, for English and Spanish in the testimony given today?
Yes, I do. Dalia Romero, state certified Spanish interpreter for the record.
All right, thank you. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre, por favor.
Carlos Manuel Guzmán.
Repita.
Oh, Ms. Romero, could you call into courtroom 2 at the BRC, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
One moment, Your Honor.
Sí.
Ma'am, have you called in?
Manuel Guzmán Adón.
Carlos Manuel Guzmán Adon.
Perfect, thank you. This is 20MM3469. Sir, you were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness there for Mr. Guzman?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. She's in the booth.
Okay, ma'am, do you need the services of the interpreter?
Sí.
Madam Interpreter, could you speak over the loudspeaker, I guess, and ask the witness if she needs your services?
Yes, Your Honor. Señor, ¿usted necesita los servicios del intérprete?
Sí, por favor.
Yes, please.
All right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Señora, por favor, díganos su nombre.
Coralis Torres.
Perdón, repita, por favor.
Coralis Torres.
Odalis Torres.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Señora, por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
The testimony shall give today is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
¿Usted jura que el testimonio que va a presentar aquí en el día de hoy va a ser la verdad y toda la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you want to have contact with Mr. Guzman?
Señora, ¿usted quiere tener contacto con el señor Guzmán?
No.
No.
Thank you. Sir, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
Sí, tengo algún momento que puedo tener algún contacto con los niños. ¿En cuánto tiempo puedo hacer eso?
Is there a way that I can have contact with the children? When can I do that?
You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion, sir.
¿Desde cuándo puedo hacer esa petición?
And from what time on can I ask for that? Make that petition?
Excuse me?
From what time on can I make that petition? He wants to know when he can do that, Your Honor.
When you're released, I would call the public defender's office once you're released and get in contact with who's representing you and tell them you'd like them to file a motion to modify that. Thank you, Dexter. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
My name is Lady Viviana Salinas.
Your Honor, does she need the interpreter as well?
Ma'am, do you want to conduct the hearing in
I'm sorry, hold
Spanish
on
or
one second.
English?
Lady Viviana Salinas Valencia.
Lady Viviana Salinas Valencia.
This is case number 20MM3474. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Miss Salinas Valencia?
Yes, Your Honor. He's in the booth.
All right, sir. Tell me your name, please.
¿Su nombre, señor?
Gregorio Tavares.
Repita, por favor.
Gregorio Tavares.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I can only understand Gregorio. I cannot
Gregorio
understand
Tavares.
Gregorio Tavares.
Thank you, sir. Could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Well, I'm from the testimony shall give me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Madam Interpreter, could you translate that for us?
¿Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios?
Sí, señora.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Sir, do you want to have contact with Miss Salinas Valencia?
Señor, ¿usted quiere tener contacto con la señora Salina Valencia?
Sí.
Yes.
And you've been married for 11 years?
Han estado casados 11 años.
Sí, señora.
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to allow contact between the two of you, do you have any concern about your safety?
Si yo permitiera que ustedes dos tengan contacto, ¿usted está preocupado por su seguridad?
No, señora.
No, ma'am.
All right. Miss Salinas Valencia, at this time, I'm going to order that you're not to have any hostile contact with your husband. Do you understand what that means?
No.
All right. It means that you may not act aggressive toward him or fight with him in any way.
Okay.
All right. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Buenas tardes. Jose Marrero.
Mr. Marrero, you have two cases this morning. You have 20 CF 5872. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I am going to release you on your own recognizance. In that case, you need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail. You also have a child support writ that I'm also going to release you on your own recognizance. You're going to receive an order when you release from the jail that's going to give you a court date and provide instructions to you on how to call in for the hearing. If you fail to call in for the hearing, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, sir. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes?
he won't be released due to the fact that he has an out-of-county VOP hold. It's a no bond.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, Delvis Tavera, bonded.
Okay.
So I'm not able to get out.
No, sir. You have a violation of probation hold out of Volusia County. Volusia County will be contacted regarding that case. The public defender is also appointed in that Volusia County case to try and assist you with trying to resolve that matter.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Hernandez. Okay. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Ángel Luis Fernández Roche.
Ángel Luis Fernández Roche.
All right, sir. At this time, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County. Your bond is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and they'll be able to assist you on this case, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're also not to have any contact with the victim or victim's family. You're not to return to the victim's residence or scene. You're not to have any supervised It just says no supervised contact. So that means no contact. No contact with any children under the 18, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Raymond Omar Ramos Otero.
Raymond Omar Ramos Otero.
Thank you. Did you say your name is Christopher Ramirez?
No.
No.
Tell me your name again.
Raymond Omar Ramos Otero.
Raymond Omar Ramos Otero.
Thank you, Mr. Otero. This is an out-of-county case out of Hillsborough County. At this time, Judge Ward has not modified your bond conditions. I'm going to appoint the public defender here in Orange County to assist you with your case at this time. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Justiniano.
Christopher Justiniano.
Sir, you're here for a status hearing regarding a Hillsborough County case. At this time, Judge Ward has not modified your bond conditions. I'll appoint the public defender here in Orange County to now assist you with the case, sir. Thank you. That's it? All right, Madam Interpreter, thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
The arraignments are next, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yeah, Raymond.
Sure. Good morning, sir. Your name?
My name is Joel Castro. Good morning.
Mr. Castro, you're here in 20 CT 2863. This is your arraignment for the offense of driving while license suspended. You are represented by the public defender, Ms. Haling. How would you like to proceed?
Enter a not guilty plea.
All right, Mr. Castro, at this time, your lawyer has entered a plea of not guilty, and we're going to give you a court date.
Okay.
Case to be heard in Division 85. Retrial is June the 15th at 8:30.
Excuse me. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Janelle Antoine Godfrey.
Mr. Godfrey, this is 20 MM 3374, your arraignment for the offense of criminal mischief with damage of $200 or more. You are represented by the public defender. Ms. Haling, how would he like to proceed?
Enter a not.
All right, Mr. Godfrey, your attorney has entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and I'm going to give you a court date.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Case to be heard in Division 85. Pretrial is June the 15th at 8:30, courtroom 4A.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Joseph Maskovich.
Sir, this is 20MM2960, your arraignment for the offense of possession of drug paraphernalia. You are represented by the public defender. How would he like to proceed, Ms. Haling? Mr. Miskovich, your lawyer has entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and we're going to give you another court date at this time.
May I have an offer from the state or from the bench to dispose of the case, please?
I don't believe so. You have connected pending felony matter, so you wouldn't want to resolve this case today.
All right, how much is my bond on the?
I do not know.
Total bond is $7,000.
Your total bond is $7,050.
Is there any way to get that reduced? That is, I just don't have it.
You have to have your lawyer file a motion. I can't do that today because I don't have a pending motion.
Okay.
What's the court date? Thank you.
This case will be heard in Division 80. Pretrial is August the 11th at 8:15, courtroom 7C.
August?
Thank you.
It's a long time.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Name's Richard Rivera Pagan.
This is 20MM2953, your arraignment for the offense of possession of drug paraphernalia. Ms. Haling, how would he like to proceed? Mr. Rivera, your attorney's entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and we're going to give you a court date at this time.
This case will be heard in Division 80. Pretrial is August the 11th at 8:15, courtroom
You
7.
think I can plead to that charge or not?
Pardon me?
Think I can plead to that charge?
Not today. Your lawyer's indicating that that would not be in your best interest to do so today.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Octavia Sherrod Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton, you're here in 20 CF 5881. You were arrested for attempted sexual battery on a person 12 or older and battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Hamilton?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, could you please tell me your name?
Sharonda Jackson.
Ms. Jackson, please raise your right hand to be sworn in.
You swear affirm the testimony shall give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ms. Jackson, do you want to have contact with Mr. Hamilton?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Hamilton, you are not to have any contact with Ms. Jackson. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Bond on count 1 is going to be $5,000. Bond on count 2 is $100. Do you have any questions about the conditions that I've ordered today?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, Hamilton is also out on bond for 2019 CF 010281.
Right, I wasn't finished with this case, actually. All right, I'm going to revoke the bond in 19 CF 10281, and I'm going to reset it at $5,000. Mr. Hamilton, your bond and your out on bond case was revoked and reset at $5,000.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. $5,000. Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
McDarley Joseph.
Miss Joseph, you're here in 20 CF 5882. You were arrested for false imprisonment, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Miss Joseph?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Joseph, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may have a one-time return with the police if needed to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about any of the conditions that I've ordered today?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Apologize, Your Honor. Did she get a one?
She did. You're welcome. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Alvino Telusma?
Sir, you're here in 20 CF 5883. You were arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement and battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Thelsamar?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain the separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about anything I've ordered today?
I mean, the free trial is, I don't understand because that's my first offense. Do I get a bond or something?
No, you'll be released today. They're going to give you some instructions before you leave on how you're going to call in and be supervised by the pretrial officer until your case has been completed.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, if you need to go back to the house one time with the police to get your things, you can do that as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
My name is Annie Marie Bailey.
Miss Bailey, this is 20 MM 3456. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Miss Bailey?
No, Your Honor.
Right. Ma'am, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. You may have a one-time return with law enforcement to get your things if necessary.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That's what I would want to know because I need to get my things and stuff. I would have to go. I'm not familiar with Florida. I'm from Philadelphia, but I've been in Florida for a little over a year. I got caught up. That's all. I got caught up. It was my mistake. But what I wanted to say, if I am released, if you release me, is it possible that I can go to my ex and get my clothes? I need to get my things. I know.
Right, so you have to go with the police.
Okay.
You have to call the non-emergency number, and they will be able to assist you with that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So I don't know what's going on. Or do I get a court date? I don't know. Do I get bail? I don't think I'm getting bail. I hope not.
You're entitled to bond on the case. Could we have Miss Bailey interviewed for pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, Miss Bailey, I'm going to set bond at $500 or pretrial release if you qualify.
Okay. What's that? I don't understand. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What's your question?
You said you ordered me bond for $500.
$500, or if you qualify for pretrial release, they're going to come talk to you and ask you some questions about your ties to the community and your background. So be cooperative with them, and they can hopefully get you qualified for the pretrial release program.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
The next person on the docket, Your Honor, Sarah Bowley, hospital.
Okay. Are there any witnesses here for Miss Bowley?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to reset her case, Ms. Haling, because I think she will qualify for pretrial. And I don't want to release her on her own recognizance without talking to her and talking to, if there was a witness here on a DV case. So I'm just going to reset it for tomorrow that she can be seen, because I think she'll qualify for pretrial. So reset Ms. Bowley, please. Ma'am, good morning, or good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Shanice Boynes.
Ms. Boynes, this is 20 MM 3454. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. I didn't see that there was probable cause for the battery in the affidavit. Ms. Fusco, did you want to point to me where that would be?
Officer found blood and scratch marks on his neck, chest.
The victim doesn't say that Miss Boynes scratched him or hit him.
Supplement, Your Honor. Like,
Your Honor, we would just ask that you still set conditions of release if you are taking consideration for our request.
I mean, I would place her on pretrial anyway. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter because she's going to be released, I guess. Ms. Boynes, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. I guess I'll find that there is probable cause for the battery. Is there a witness for Ms. Boynes?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you have any questions about the conditions?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Hello, my name is Naaman Smith.
Mr. Smith, this is 20 MM 209. You were arrested for battery. Is Miss White back there as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no, that's not Miss White. That's not Miss White. I need my baby. It's not like that.
Good afternoon, Miss White.
Good afternoon.
Miss White, do you want to have contact with Mr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid of him?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you have children together?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to allow contact between the two of you, do you have any concerns about your children's safety?
No, ma'am.
And you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Smith, do you want to have contact with Miss White?
Absolutely.
Are you afraid of her?
Not at all. Just
Do you
in the
have any-
morning.
Just what?
Just in the morning.
He's gonna say my morning.
You're only afraid of her in the morning?
Say my
Mr.
morning
Smith?
breath.
Yes, ma'am. The morning breath. That's the only time I'm afraid.
Mr. Smith, I understand that I think you're joking, but I'm trying to determine whether or not you can have contact with one another. So I need you to answer my questions and take them seriously, okay?
Apologize. Yes, ma'am.
So to be clear, you don't have any fear of Miss White, is that correct?
Not at all.
All right. I'm going to order that both of you are not to have any hostile contact with one another. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and I'm going to place you both on pretrial release. Thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Miss Toro?
Yes.
Ma'am, this is 20 MM 3457. Is Mr. Walker there as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I misplaced his paper. Okay. But Mr. Walker is present in the booth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is 20 MM 3457. Ma'am, you were arrested for battery, dating violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Walker, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Swear affirm the testimony shall give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Mr. Walker, do you want to have contact with Miss Toro?
Yes, I do.
Are you afraid of her?
No, I am not.
Do you live together?
No.
Okay. Sir, do you think that alcohol or drugs played a role in this incident?
No.
Miss Toro, I'm going to order at this time you're not to have any hostile contact with Mr. Walker. Do you understand what that means?
Can you explain to me?
Yes, it means that you're not allowed to argue with him, act disrespectful toward him, or aggressive in any way.
Okay, I understand.
All right, you're to maintain a separate residence and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
My name's Miranda Walden.
Ms. Walden, you're here in 20 MM 3455. You were arrested for battery, dating violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Ms. Walden?
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
All right, so tell me your name, please.
My name is Colonel Leland Levy.
All right, could you raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
Swear affirm the testimony shall give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Ma'am.
Mr. Levy, did you hear the clerk?
I did. I agree, yes.
Okay. Sir, do you want to have contact with Ms. Walden?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been dating?
We met in December, ma'am.
All right, and you live together?
No, we have separate residences this time.
Okay.
Can I also address the court, if I may, just briefly, ma'am?
Sure.
So, ma'am, I'm a 25-year combat veteran of the United States Army, and I certainly understand the dynamics of very poor human behavior. In this particular instance, I would argue that Miss Walden is not a threat to me. She is not a threat to others. I would ask you to the full force and leniency of the power of your position to afford her the greatest amount of leniency. This is not indicative of anything she's done before. Her family is waiting to embrace her after this incident. I can assure you that there is nothing that the state of Florida or the citizens of Florida could do to further this case without wasting any time. And I ask you to consider that as you make your determinations in this case. She is sorry for what she has done. She expressed a great deal of sorrow for what she has done, and I accept that. And I ask you to consider that in this case, Your Honor.
Sure, thank you. I appreciate everything that you've just shared with me, and I'll let you know that in terms of today, the purpose of today's hearing is to obtain your testimony regarding whether or not you want to have contact with her, inform her of the charges, and set her bond conditions. I don't have any ability to dismiss the case or make any decisions on the case at this time. That will be handled by another judge. And between now and then, the state attorney's office is going to investigate the case and determine how they would like to proceed. During that investigation, they will contact you, sir, to get your input. And all of that will be very valuable for you to share with the state attorney who has the decision on how this case will move forward.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. But today I will order, Ms. Walden, that you're not to have any hostile contact with Mr. Liebe. Do you understand what that means? Pardon me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'm going to order you not to possess any weapons or firearms. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. You'll be released later today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Liebe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Drake Lamont, right?
Mr. Wright, you are here in 20MM 3459. You were arrested for battery, domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Wright?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, ma'am.
you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You may go get your things one time with the police if needed. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir, at this time. Do you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
Do I have a bond?
You are on pretrial release, sir.
Child release, okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
My name is Angel Arroyo Rodriguez.
Sir, you're here in 20 CF 5864. You were arrested for fleeing and eluding and no motorcycle license.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Bond on count 1 is going to be $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $100, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How wonderful.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Arthur Libri Bradshaw.
Mr. Bradshaw, you're here in 20 CF 5856. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, grand theft, third degree, and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the scene or have any contact with the witnesses or victims in this case. Bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on count 2, $150. Bond on count 3, $100. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Brown, this is 20 CF 5871. You have 2 cases. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in both. You also have 20 CT 363 where you were arrested for driving without a valid driver's license. There's probable cause in that case. Your bond will be set at $100. In 20 CF 5871, there is probable cause for possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and carrying a concealed weapon or unlicensed firearm. Bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on count 2, $150. Bond on count 3, $150.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
No weapon or firearm, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Was there no weapon or firearm?
I didn't order it, no. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
My name is Lois Campbell.
Mr. Campbell, this is 20 CF 5843. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and appear at all court dates. At this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Paul McCox V.
Mr. Cox, this is 20 CF 5464. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for home invasion robbery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victims in this case. You're not to return to the scene. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fusco, is this a punishable by life felony?
Without the weapons charge, it was my understanding.
I don't have a weapons charge.
Your Honor, may I have just a moment?
Sure. I did call to verify that narrative somewhat different. They did intend to try this.
I can't hear anything you're saying, Ms. Fusco. It's a felony of the first degree, punishable by up to 30. All right. Bond is set at $20,000. Thank you, Mr. Cox.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. I move.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Tara Ebony Dickerson, good day.
Ms. Dickerson, this is 20 CF 5849. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle and possession of amphetamine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with the victim. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. Thank you, ma'am.
Is there no longer a hold?
Do you have a hold?
Yes, ma'am. 2 holds. I believe it was to see you first. Am I right?
I don't indicate a hold. Can retrial or corrections tell me if there's a hold for Ms. Dickerson?
No holds, Your Honor.
Oh.
All right, you don't have a hold, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Dodard.
Sir, you're here in 20 CF 5870. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Okay.
You're not to return to 1122 West Church Street. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Sir, you must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and appear at all court dates. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Good afternoon, Christopher Allen Ector.
Mr. Etcher, you're here in 20 CF 5854. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for failing to report or vacating your residence within 48 hours. Your bond is $2,000, sir, and you do have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail.
I know that. I try
All
to,
right,
ma-
sir,
I try
thank-
to make it to medical problems and transportation.
I understand, sir. If I were you, I would go straight there after you're released.
Whenever that'll be. I don't have anybody.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Michael Galasso.
Mr. Galasso, this is 19 CF 6124. You were arrested for failing to appear at a status hearing. It looks like on May 8th of this year. At this time, your bond is set at none. Your lawyer is going to have to file a bond motion in Division 17, sir. All right, I'm not going to take any action or revoke the out on bond case. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Brenda Goodman.
Ms. Goodman, this is 20 CF 5865. You were arrested for possession of heroin and possession of a controlled substance. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Your bond is $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. And I'm not going to revoke your bond on your out on bond case at this time, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name? Tell me again.
Jatavius.
Are you Mr. Hamilton?
Yes.
Okay, sir. This is 20 CF 5874. You were arrested for armed trespassing in a structure or a conveyance. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And Mr. Hamilton, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Sean Robert Hill.
Mr. Hill, this is 20 CF 5812. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for a violation of the Florida Pawnbrokers Act and dealing in stolen property. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You are not to go to any pawn shops. Your bond on count one is going to be $1,000. Your bond on count two is going to be $150, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
What about the burglary of a structure that I was in here for last week?
I don't have any information about that case today. Do you have a specific question about it?
I was just curious why I'm still being held, or can we mandate the bond to ROR possibly, just because of my high risk and high blood pressure?
So you need to have your lawyer file a motion.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Gregory Ingram.
Mr. Ingram, you are here in 20 CF 5799. You are arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for dealing in stolen property, violation of a pawnbroker transaction form, and petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to go to any pawn shops. Your bond on count one is going to be $1,000. Bond on count two, $150. Bond on count three, $100, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Scott Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in 20 CF 5846. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of a structure and criminal mischief less than $200. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with the victim or witnesses. Bond on count 1 is $2,000. Bond on count 2 is $100. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, Jeffrey LaFay, refused.
All right, I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. LaFay's appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. Appoint the public defender to represent him in 20 CF 5802. He was arrested pursuant to a warrant for 6 counts of burglary of a conveyance, possession of burglary tools, 4 counts of criminal mischief, and petty theft of $100 or more. He's not to return to the scene. He's not to have any contact with any of the victims or witnesses. Bond on count 1 is going to be $3,500. Bond on counts 2 through 6 will be $150. Count 7 is $150. 8. $150. 9 will be $500. 10, 11, and 12, $150.
Your Honor,
Yes?
he also has case number 2020 CF 005854.
Thank you. I'll find a waiver of his appearance on that matter as well based upon his refusal to come to court. That's 20 CF 5854. He was arrested for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft from a construction site, possession of burglary tools, trespass on a designated construction site, and petty theft. There's probable cause for the offenses. He's not to return to the scene. I'm going to stay the bond as to each count. Good afternoon. Your name?
Daniel Nicholas.
Sir, this is 20 CF 4666. You were arrested for robbery, battery, and petty theft pursuant to a probable cause warrant.
Okay. Got you.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim or possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on count 2, $100. Bond on count 3, $100. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Barry Perla.
Mr. Perla, this is 20 CF 5873. You were arrested for possession of Xanax, possession of amphetamine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, for the
Yes?
record, he does have a no bond hold out of Polk County, so he will not be released.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Preston.
Mr. Preston, this is 20 CF 5600. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for grand theft of a motor vehicle. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases today. You also have 20 CF 5866, where you were arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, grand theft of a motor vehicle, grand theft of a firearm, and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause for the offenses. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1, in that case, will be $3,500. Bond on count 2, $150, 3, $150, 4, $150, 5, $100. On the warrant, bond will be $2,500. And then I'm going to revoke the bond in 20 CF 1021. That's going to be set at none, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Robert Rouse, ma'am.
Mr. Rouse, sir, you are here in case number 20 CF 5869. You were arrested, excuse me, for petty theft with 2 prior convictions and resisting officer without violence. Did I miss the information in the affidavit about the 2 prior convictions? I just see I have probable cause to believe Rouse has committed the offense of petty theft of retail.
It wasn't contained in the affidavit.
You didn't see it either? Okay, so I'm going to find probable cause for petty theft. The statute number is... One, 2, 1, 4. Mm-hmm. All right. Mr. Rouse,
Yes, ma'am.
again, I apologize. I found probable cause for petty theft and resisting officer without violence. You're not to return to the Walgreens, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You are to appear at all court dates. You are to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.
How you doing today, Your Honor?
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Shaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Shaw, this is 20 CF 5867. You were arrested for battery on a security officer, battery and petty theft.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the Presidente supermarket.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes,
I'm going to release you, Mr. Shaw, on your own recognizance at this time. Is there any way we could get Mr. Shaw qualified for pretrial?
At the time of interview, we were unable to verify any community ties, but we can re-interview him.
Okay, I want to place Mr. Shaw on pretrial release. Okay, so Mr. Shaw, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. As I said, you can't go back to the scene, you can't possess weapons or firearms, and you can't have any contact with the victims. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Trayvon Simmons.
Mr. Simmons, you're here in 20 CF 5875. You were arrested for possession of a firearm and the commission of a felony, grand theft of a motor vehicle, carrying a concealed or unlicensed firearm, trespassing, armed in a structure or a conveyance. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Your Honor, can I be heard on a probable cause challenge?
Sure.
Okay, as to the second count, grand theft in the third degree.
Okay.
He was a passenger in the car, and the affidavit states that he denied knowledge that the car was stolen.
Mr. Simmons is A2.
Yes, he is.
Can you show me where A2 says that?
It is the fifth paragraph on the first page of the affidavit. Second sentence.
Oh, of the vehicle. All right. Okay. Ms. Fusco, did you want to be heard?
Just, Your Honor, that there's questions whether the statements are credible. Otherwise, I would ask the court to defer to, I'll just defer the court.
Bond is $5,000 on count 1. He'll be ROR'd on count 2. There's no probable cause. Count 3, his bond is $1,000. Count 4, his bond is $500. Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Rayshawn Spidell.
Mr. Spidell, this is 20 CF 5844. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, petty theft, and criminal mischief greater than $1,000. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond on count 1 is $3,500. Bond on count 2, $100. Bond on count 3, $150. And I'm revoking the bond on 20 CF 4351. That's going to be set at none, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Williams?
Michael Williams.
Yes, Mr. Williams, you're here in 20 CF 5796. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for failing to register as a sexual predator within 48 hours as required. At this time, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000, sir, and you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
My name is David. Answer.
All right. What about this? 1 second, sir. What about Atria Mains? Okay. Do you guys have any information, either corrections or pretrial, about Atria Mains? It's an out-of-county VOP.
I'm looking into it, Your Honor.
You have an inmate number, Judge?
200-10691. It says Volusia County failure to pick up.
Can we come back to him, Your Honor?
Sure.
Sir, tell me your name, please.
My name is David Ensor, E-N-S-O-R.
Mr. Enser, this is 20 CT 3046. You were arrested for driving while license suspended.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
probable cause, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I don't have a driving record for Mr. Enser. Can he resolve
Ma'am?
his case today? Was there only one copy of the driving records produced today? Oh, it is. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Is this just a bond hearing, or is this arraignment, or what? I don't understand.
It's a first appearance, sir. So the purpose of the hearing is to inform you of why you were arrested and set the conditions of your release. Right now, I'm trying to figure out if you can enter a plea without losing your license for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to, I'm working down here from Jacksonville, and I don't know
Okay.
anybody, I don't know anybody down here that I can make bond with, because they told me that you have to have somebody sign you out and all that. I don't have all that. I would like to go ahead and just plead guilty, be released and pay the fine, within 90 days,
Sure,
something like
that's
that,
fine.
if that's possible.
I understand.
Because
All
I
right,
have to
Mr.
work.
Ensor, you only have your last driving while license suspended conviction was in 2014. So this would be your first. If you get 3 of these convictions within 5 years, you will lose your ability to get a driver's license for 5 years, sir. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
understand? All right. And you wanted to enter a plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to go ahead and plead guilty and just,
Sure.
give me 90
All right.
days. pay
You're
the
not
fine.
on probation, Mr. Ensor, are you?
No, ma'am. I've never been on, no.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You've got credit for 2 days time served. You will have to pay court costs. Those will be due by May 13th of 2021.
Oh.
You have 30 days to appeal, sir, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, Destin Lashley, bonded.
Bonded, okay.
Your Honor,
Yes?
Artria Maines has satisfied locals. It looks like he was just reset because Volusia County notified us that he won't be picked up until after May 29th.
Okay, so on that case, Miss Haley, I'm going to appoint your office to represent Maines. I'm not sure if this is one that we have already communicated to, is it Volusia County? Yeah, to Volusia County. But in any event, I'll appoint your office at this time, and then you all can try and see if there's something you can do on that case. Maines. All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Jessica Renee Davis.
Miss Davis, this is 20MM211. You were arrested for trespassing on property other than structure or conveyance.
Yes, I was at the pool talking to my spirit.
Ma'am, there is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Did you want to enter a plea on your case today, ma'am?
I was just going to see if I can get ROR.
Well, Miss Davis, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, okay? You're not to return to the scene.
What's that?
The place where you were arrested, the Clarcona Resort.
Yeah.
All right? Thank you, ma'am.
No, what's pretrial release?
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Cedric Jackson, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, this is 20MM 3471. You were arrested for petty theft.
Yes, sir.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes.
You are not to return to Walmart.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Haley, is there competency issues? So, Mr. Jackson, you've got several cases that you're out on bond for already for petty theft.
Yes. There's two.
I do not want to make you stay in the jail, especially now, given your age and given the coronavirus. But if you continue to get arrested for allegedly stealing, I'm going to have no choice but to have you remain in the county jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, sir.
Okay.
You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail. As I said, you may not return to Walmart.
Yes.
I'm not going to take any action on the other cases at this time,
Okay.
but this is your last chance.
Yes, yes, Your Honor. Thank you. You have a
You're
blessed
welcome,
day.
sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You too. Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
I'm Amy Marie Love.
Ms. Love, you're here in 20MM 410. You were arrested for battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with the victim. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
What's pretrial?
Similar to probation, you're going to have to check in with them
Oh, but I'm going home.
over the phone while your case is pending.
Okay, so I'm going home.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Michaela Pittman.
Miss Pittman, you are here in 20MM 3461. You were arrested for petty theft of $100 or more. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to Walmart. Your bond is $500, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Dwight Roberts.
Mr. Roberts, you are here in case number 20MM 3464. You were arrested for petty theft. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Roberts?
No, Your Honor, it's enhanceable and it looks like there is some prior history.
All right, Mr. Roberts, I'm going to release you on pretrial release at this time. You're not to return to 7-Eleven, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The driving license suspended. I think they need credit. It's adjudication. Yeah. What was the case number? His name? You saw him or something? Oh, this one has a name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dexter,
Yes, Judge.
can you all make sure Mr. Ensor needed to be printed?
He did.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Eddie. Yado.
Mr. Yato, this is 20MM 3475. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Mr. Yato, did you want to enter a plea on your case this morning?
No.
No? Mr. Yato, you're not to return to Lake Eola Park. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you must appear at all court dates, sir. Thank you.
Any action on his open case, Your Honor?
No, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Devon Banks.
Mr. Banks, sir, you're here for an out-of-county warrant out of Hillsborough County
Yes, ma'am.
for failing to appear related to a DUI. At this time, sir, your bond is set at $5,000. We will reach out to Hillsborough County to see if they'd like to modify that condition. We'll also appoint the Public Defender's Office here in Orange County to assist you with this case.
That wasn't. They said I had a court date today. All I was doing, this case has already been resolved. Y'all just had to send over my fingerprints. It's been resolved. I took my plea. I was just here to be released from that.
Well, you'll have to talk to your lawyer about that, sir. That's not the information that I have. I have a warrant for failing to appear related to your driving under the influence.
And then we had the paperwork in my email. I just talked to the lawyer. He talked to the DA yesterday. They got, all I do is when I leave here, I go downstairs, get my prints sent over again. This has been done. This was done yesterday. I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him last night. My lawyer, Mr. Hackworth.
Mr. Who?
Hackworth.
Is that a lawyer in Hillsborough County?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any of that information, sir. You'll have to speak with him again. I don't have anything that you're telling me today. Thank you.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, DeJesus, he's also on a status hearing too. He has this
Okay.
one.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Are you Mr. DeJesus Toledo?
Yes.
Okay. No, 420. This is the same case number. I'm wondering if they just served it. See, so they served it today. What I think happens on these cases is that because no one's picking anyone up, Mr. Toledo, did you have an Orange County case as well?
Yes, ma'am. I came in on February 29th, 2020 with a GPS impact monitor for probation in Seminole County on violation of injunction.
Right, but you had an Orange County case too?
Yes.
Right, so what happened is they didn't serve the Seminole warrant, but we knew about it on the out-of-county inmate list. I believe it got negotiated and then they came back and served the warrant that we'd already been working on. Because all those charges, usually if there's just a hold, they don't serve the warrant until they come to get them. When they get to their own jail is when the warrant is actually served. They just have a hold on them. No, there's only one case, right? Corrections 20 MM 420, correct?
That's the only case that he's being seen on today. He is currently here on a Orange County case, 2020 MM 001665, but he does not need to be heard on that today.
Right. That's why this is the only Seminole case. Okay. And then, so today on the Seminole case, my notes indicate that Judge Woodard has no objection to your plea. You're entering a plea today on your violation of an injunction case in Seminole County. The state's offer was 365 days in jail with credit for 123 days. Oh, so it's 198 days. Okay. Mr. Toledo, is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, ma'am. That sounds perfect.
Okay. So
Will that resolve both of these cases or just?
not your Orange County case. You'll have to have your lawyer set that for a plea or set it for a hearing. I don't have any information about that case. Haley, could you look up his Orange County misdemeanor case? Does Mr. Toledo have any other holds or cases?
Let me look for you, Your Honor.
Wanted to know if there's information filed.
The only other hold he has is a GPS hold for the Seminole County case.
Okay, so that also would not be actually be a hold because he's not being placed back on probation, so there's nothing to place him on GPS for.
So, no other holds, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and that's
16th.
and it's a trespass? What is it? Okay, so we can't resolve that case today. Okay, so Mr. Toledo, on your Orange County case, you need to get in contact with your lawyer to see what the status is and how you can move that case, okay?
Okay.
I can't help you with that case today.
Okay.
You do have a bond on the case.
$1,000.
It's $1,000. But you're still got some time here left anyway because you're going to get sentenced to 365 and you've only got credit for 198.
All right. So the Seminole County is taken care of?
Seminole County will be done.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so at this time, did you want to admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Toledo, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, revoke and terminate your probation, sentence you to 365 days in jail with credit for 198 days. You will have to pay any outstanding court costs that were previously imposed. You'll need to report to the Seminole County Clerk's Office to determine a payment plan to get those fines and costs paid.
Okay.
Okay? And that is all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
John Francis Popkins, ma'am.
All right. And then just to be clear, with pretrial and corrections on Mr. Toledo's case, that GPS hold will be removed, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. The case is gone. There's nothing to put him on GPS for. I'm sorry, sir. Tell me your name again.
John Popkins, ma'am.
Mr. Popkins, you are here for an out-of-county warrant. Your bond is set at $50,000, sir. At this time, I'm going to appoint the Orange County Public Defender to assist you with your case in the event that you are not able to post bond or it's not modified.
I'm bonding out today.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Tommy Williams.
Mr. Williams, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Polk County.
Yes,
It's for a
ma'am.
domestic violence battery. At this time, your bond is set at none. I'm going to appoint the Orange County Public Defender's Office to assist you with your case. Polk County will also be contacted regarding your bond status to see if they'd like to make any modifications at this time. Once we hear back from Polk County, you will be brought back to court to inform you of the response.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. afternoon. Is this Attorney Thompson?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. This is case number 12 CF 15453. Sir,
Yes,
good
sir.
afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Wendy Spencer Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin, you are here for a violation of probation, sir. It is alleged that you violated your probation by committing the offense of possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams.
May it please the court, Your Honor?
Excuse me?
Yes, sir. May it please the court, Harold Thompson on behalf of Mr. Wendy Benjamin.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you, Mr. Thompson.
Can you hear me, Your Honor? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can
That's
you hear
okay.
me? Yes, Harold Thompson on behalf of Mr. Wendy Benjamin. May it please the court, may I speak?
Yes, sir. Just please try to speak loudly. I'm having a little bit of difficulty hearing you.
Yes, Your Honor. Hello? Okay. Well, I was briefly retained on this case. I'm sorry, I have my daughter in the background. Your Honor, I had a witness who was available to testify today, but for some reason he was not allowed to come up through the jail. I would ask if we can reset this first appearance for tomorrow, where I can file an actual affidavit where he was arrested with a co-defendant, and the co-defendant, and I don't have the police report in front of me, but from my understanding, the co-defendant admitted that the cannabis was his. But at that time, I guess, I don't know if they were already in transport, whatever the case may be, but I believe that there would be not a finding of probable cause if I was allowed to have that co-defendant submitted an affidavit in support of this particular argument, Your Honor. I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his violation of probation is based on a new arrest. And if you find that there's no probable cause for this actual arrest, well, I'm hoping that the violation of probation will go away at that point. I know we can't sit here and rehash the case or litigate the facts of the case, but I believe at the outset, I think my client should be entitled to argue against the finding of probable cause because the co-defendant is literally confessing that it was his, you know. And based on that, I would ask that you would not find it as a finding of probable cause under the circumstances, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Mr. Thompson, at this time, I'm reviewing the affidavit in 20 CF 5809.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he already made an initial appearance in the 20 CF 5809?
Yeah, I was filing my notice of appearance today.
Appearance?
I believe he had filed his bond paperwork before he was able to see the first appearance judge. Therefore, he was unable to have the first appearance. But once I was retained on yesterday, I addressed this issue with the bondsman and asked him to endorse the bond so I could have him come before the court so we can make this presentation to the court about the probable cause finding situation.
So, Mr. Thompson, in terms of probable cause, I can only consider what's contained within the affidavit. And I've reviewed 20 CF 5809. I do find that there is probable cause for possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams based upon the facts contained in that affidavit. So I do find probable cause for the violation of probation. And Mr. Benjamin is a violent felony offender of special concern, so he is not entitled to a bond without a specific danger hearing, and that would need to be heard in Division 11.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you allowing us to be heard today. I'll file the appropriate motion.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Benjamin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Elliot Anthony Castillo Jr.
Yes, sir. You're here for an out-of-county status date from Seminole County in 16 CF 2781. At this time, sir, your bond is going to remain at none. I'll appoint the Orange County Public Defender to represent you to assist you in coordinating this case with Seminole County. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Michael Leonard Macon.
Mr. Macon, you were here for an Osceola County status hearing in 19 CF 2295. And per Judge Morgan, he's reduced your bond on count 1 to $2,000 and $1,000 on counts 2 and 3, sir. Thank you. I'll also appoint the public defender here in Orange to represent you, sir. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Michael McDougall.
Mr. McDougall, you were here for a status hearing on a Sarasota County case in 14 CF 11242. At this time, per Judge Roberts, your decision, your bond is to remain at none on the violation of probation. And I believe it looks like they're awaiting the charging decision of the Orange County prosecutor before moving further on your Sarasota County case.
So what do I need to do here then as far as?
So I would communicate with the public defender here in Orange County. I'm sure they've been appointed to represent you on your new case, and I'll appoint them to represent you. You don't have one?
I bonded out on that charge on the 11th of March. I haven't gotten a court date. I haven't gotten anything, nothing involving that case. We've called. They said that they didn't know what they were doing on it yet. I've had no information for the better part of 2.5 months on that charge.
I understand, but was the public defender appointed to represent you
No,
on that
ma'am.
case?
Nobody's been appointed for anything involving that case.
You didn't go to first appearance on that
I
case?
went to first appearance and they told me I bonded out. Sorry, I bonded out the day that I was brought in.
Okay. Yep,
When
that
we
makes
had,
sense.
I have a question. My girlfriend and my mother spoke to Sarasota County yesterday, and inmate records told them that Orange County had the right to ROR me or set a bond on my VOP.
That is not correct. So due to the pandemic, at this time, we are coordinating with all of the other circuits, but the Supreme Court order requires that we get the permission from your home jurisdiction, which is Sarasota County. And as I said, we communicated with Judge Roberts, who did not wish to modify the bond conditions at this time. So what I can do for you, as I said, is I'm appointing the Orange County Public Defender who can coordinate with Sarasota County to see if maybe they can come up with a resolution on your case while you're waiting to be transported to Sarasota.
And how long should that take?
I don't know. So they're going to give you a form there, sir, which is the Orange County Public Defender's Office, and you can contact them to assist you on this case.
Okay.
Orange County case, I know it's not before the court now, but could we be appointed to it?
Yes, Mr. McDougall, do you want me to appoint the Orange County Public Defender on your Orange County case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll go ahead and do that at this time, so you'll have both of them assisting you at this time.
Okay, so Sarasota's waiting to hear what's going on
Find
here.
out.
And how
Correct.
long do they have here? Because I'm out on bond on this charge.
So
So,
they have 175 days to file an information in your case.
okay, so is it better if I have the bond taken back then to, I mean,
So that's
what is my
something-
best?
I can't advise you, Mr. McDougall, I can't advise you on that. That's something you have to talk to a lawyer about.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Did we do everybody except for the 33 days? All right, Ms. Fusco, are you ready to go on the 33-day motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. 20 CF 2241 Cedric Boyd.
Yes, Your Honor. The case was consolidated with 20 CF 1412, and an information was filed combined on March 16th. Filing ID is 104948264.
All right, so that'll be granted.
Did you mean denied, Your Honor? There was
No,
an
grant, because it's been consolidated into another case, so the case is no
see.
longer there, so it would be granted.
I see.
20 CF 4509 Winston Cherry.
Yes, Your Honor. On May 12th, there was a notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 20 CF 4515 Craig Dubus.
Yes, Your Honor. On May 12th, an information was filed, filing ID 107381072.
All right, that'll be denied. 20 CF 2493 Bernard Hills.
On May 12th, there was a notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. All right, looks like that's everything. Thanks to everyone at the BRC for your help today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Be safe.
You too. I hope to see you all soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.